Hi boys and girls, today we're going to go over page 148 of lesson 3.3. So in this lesson you've been reviewing problem solving strategies, and I just wanted to go over it just to remind you again. Remember, for every problem we should understand, plan, solve, and then check. And what we're focusing on in this lesson is that checking, and that's when we estimate to find if our actual answer is reasonable. All right, so let's look at number 5. Some children took part in a penny hunt. About how many more pennies did Pat find than either of his two friends? Okay, so about is my clue word here. That tells me that I'm going to estimate. I'm not finding an exact answer. I'm finding an about answer. So, about how many more did Pat find than his two friends? Well, Pat found about 180. If I round 182 to the nearest 10, he found about 180. Cynthia and Garcia, 133 and 125, they both round to 130, because this 5 would tell the 2 to soar up to the next 10, and this 3 here would tell this 3 to rest, so they would both round to 130. So, about how many more? My plan is to subtract, because how many more means that you are comparing the numbers. I have 8 tens minus 3 tens, that's going to be 5 tens, which is 50. Pat found about 50 more pennies than his friends. Number 6. A bank account has $320 in it on Monday. On Tuesday, $629 is added to the account. On Wednesday, $630 is taken out of the account. Is it reasonable to say that there is about $100 in the account after Wednesday? Explain. So let's see. Is it reasonable to say there's about this much left after Wednesday? If I start with 320 and then I add 629, well, 629 is awfully close to 630. If I round it to the nearest 10, it would be 630. So it's like I'm adding it and then I take it right back out. Be 949. Then if I subtract the 630, I'm going to end up with basically the same amount that I started with. 319, which is almost what I started with 320. So is it reasonable to say there's about $100 left? No, because I have over $300 left. That's not reasonable. They're not close. So I'm going to say no. It is not reasonable because 319 is not close to 100. Would it be reasonable if I said there was about $300 left? Yes, that would be reasonable, because 319 rounds to 300. If I'm rounding to the nearest 100, it's never going to be close to 100 though. So it is not reasonable there. Number 7. When the first school opened, its library had 213 books. Today it has more than 650 books. About how many books has the school bought since it opened? Okay, so about, again, that tells me that I'm going to estimate, which means I need to round. Well, 650 is already at a nice tens number, right? So I'm going to round 213 to the nearest 10. Okay, there's 110. The 3 is going to tell me what to do. The 3 tells me to let this 10 rest. So I'm going to do 650. That's what we have now. I'm going to subtract about how many they started with, 210. This would round to 210. Then I could do my easy subtraction, 440. So the school has bought about 440 books. Okay, number 8. The Bonilla family spent $1,679 on their vacation. The Turner family spent $983. About how much less did the Turner family spend? Okay, so again, that's my clue. I don't need to know the exact amount that they spent less. The estimate would work. So I'm going to round these to the nearest hundred. Okay, 983 rounded to the nearest hundred. So here I've got 900s. This 8's going to tell me what to do. That's going to round to 1,000. Because the nearest hundred would be 10 hundreds, which is 1,000. Here, I'm going to look at my 6. The 7's going to tell me what to do. The 7's going to tell this 6 to soar up to 1,700. Then I'm going to subtract. The Turner family spent about $700 less than the Bonilla family.